guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tina and today we are doing a 100 sub Q&A. So I collected 25 questions that I thought were kind of interesting. While I'm doing that, I will be finishing up my makeup because that's what I do. And hopefully you enjoy this. If you want to see how it goes, keep watching because it's going to be entertaining. So the first question on the list is, what would you do if you were invisible for a day? It's funny because I actually answered this question on Melon Apple's channel, and I will link them below, because they had this question and the response was pretty hilarious. You should go watch that video. And in their response, I said if I were invisible, I would break into high-end chocolate shops to steal their tasty creations and then leave elegant notes rating their creations. Who would you like to live like for a day? So who would I like to live like for a day? Johnny Depp. Definitely Johnny Depp. He's got his very own private island, and I would love that, plus jets to take you where you want to go and do what you want to do. And I could ignore people or not. If you could time travel, where would you go? If I could time travel, I would probably go back to ancient Egypt, because there's so much about that culture I find really fascinating. And I would specifically want to go back to when Ramses was alive. If you could live in any TV home, what would it be? Any TV home. That's an interesting question, because originally I was thinking, when I first saw that question, I was like, oh, that's a great question. I know. I want to live in the house that's in the movie with the witches. It has Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock in it. And I love that movie, and I don't know why I can't think of the name. But that house is super cool. The house that I think is most similar to that would be the house on Charmed, which is also just a really neat kind of house. Would you rather live for a week in the past or in the future? I think I would rather live a week in the past. There's so many people I know that I love that I can't see anymore because they've passed on. That would be really nice to be able to do that. Although seeing the future and being able to see your grandkids and great grandkids would be really neat too, and how the world turns out. But for all I know, there won't be a world, so we're going back. What is your favorite holiday? My favorite holiday is Christmas, and my favorite holiday is Christmas because of the type of Christmas that we have created since I have my own family. We didn't have the best holidays growing up. I grew up in a very unstable home and with issues, so I tried to create that stability for my kids, and hopefully they would agree with that. What is your favorite childhood book? Oh, that's a tough question. I was an avid reader as a kid, so I actually have quite a few children's books that I loved. One of my favorite children's books now, though, is Harry Potter, and that's because of the time I've got to spend sharing that with my kids. I think when you're a little older and you've had your own kids, your idea of what, on these things changes a little bit. So, yeah, Harry Potter. When I was a kid, it probably would have been The Black Stallion. Love those books. I think they're great. If you could be a cartoon character for a week, who would you be? Beauty from Beauty and the Beast. And I know that's probably a sort of stereotypical answer, but man, look at that library she got. Seriously. When you're a book nerd, you're like, oh my gosh, look at that library. Yes, that would be me. I'd just love to explore the cartoon library of the world to see what they contain, because they must be different than ours, right? So many books. If you could have dinner with anyone from history, who would it be? Ooh, this goes back to the early question. So I think Ramses the Damned. or Ramses the Damned. I called him that because of one of my favorite books. But Ramses the Great is just really interesting to me for a bunch of reasons. He lived to be really old for an ancient Egyptian and was obviously a super powerful leader of his people, so lots to know there. Okay, what's a great book you've read recently? So many books. So right now I'm rereading Game of Thrones, the entire series. Before that, I read the latest in-depth book by J.D. Robb, and I will link those below. Do you feel like you're a leader or a follower? I would say more leader than follower, but I would say neither. I'm more of a loner, so no leader, no follower, just me. If you could ask your pet 3 questions, what would they be? Okay, so first question is, where do you keep hiding my stuff? Oh my gosh, my dog steals stuff like crazy. Seriously, it's insane. He's a thief. He'll steal my makeup sponges, these. Oh, he steals them all the time. Seriously. So that would be question number 1. Question number 2 is, why do you not always listen? Like, half the time he's super well behaved, he does exactly what he's supposed to, and then for no reason, out of nowhere, all of a sudden he'll do something, and I'm just like, what the freaking hell? My husband's been in the hospital this last couple weeks. He got really sick just all of a sudden, never been in a hospital a day in his life. And we live in a tiny town, and they let us bring the dog, he's a little tiny dog, you've seen him, into the hospital to stay with him for a couple hours a day. Out of nowhere, every other day he'd been fine for like days and days. And then all of a sudden one day he gets up, takes off, and runs across the hallway to another room. And the third question would be, what kind of dog food do you like best? I can never quite decide what his favorite is, and I'd like to know because I like to make my dog happy. If you could be an Olympic athlete, at which sport would you compete? Dressage. I grew up riding horses. I really enjoy it a lot. So, what's your favorite smell in the whole wide world? Oh, probably like cookies baking. Like that really warm vanilla-y baked good scent. I love that. I think, yeah, I could live in that. Could live in a bakery. What's your favorite season? Summer. Yeah, summer. I like summer a lot. Now that I'm getting a little older, I'm getting to like fall a little, simply because it's a little cooler than summer is, and I feel like you could do more, but I like summer a lot. I like being able to get out and do things and hang out with the family and go places and go camping and stuff. Cake or pie? My favorite cake is Black Forest cake, and I will try to insert a picture because Black Forest cake, in my opinion, is the best of both worlds. Love that kind of cake. It's my weakness, man. And it's hard to find, so it's not like I come across it very often. What is your favorite family tradition? Okay, so in our family, we created some of our own traditions. And one of those traditions is that Christmas morning, before the kids wake up, we take candy and things, and little gimmicky gifts, I guess. Nothing that costs any real money. And we sprinkle it all down our stairs. And like Santa had spilled his sack. We started doing that when our kids were really little. And it's just a tradition that we've kept that I think is a lot of fun. I also enjoy our Christmas Eve party that we have every year. What fictional character do you wish you could meet? That's a tough one for me. Fictional character. So I'm hoping they don't mean cartoon. Okay, so we're gonna ixnay the cartoons and say we don't get limited to those. So if I could meet any fictional character. Actually, you know, Gandalf would be an amazing character to meet, in my opinion. He's super smart, super interesting, and I just think he'd be a lot of fun to talk to. If you could shop for free at one store, which store would you choose? Oh gosh. My first instinct is to say Sephora, but now that I think about it for a second, I'm gonna say Nordstrom's. So many items that you can get there, and so many ways that you can, you know, so many types of things you can buy. Would you rather be the most popular kid in school or the smartest kid in school? Smartest. As a child, what did you wish to become when you grew up? I guess I would say what I wanted to be when I was a kid was a vet. I wanted to do that for the longest time until one of my horses broke his leg and we had to have him put to sleep when I was like 15. And that sort of killed that dream for me. That was just, it was really, really hard. What is the best part of being part of your family? To want to help each other succeed in different ways and get involved in each other's hobbies and stuff. That's just something we do as a family a lot. So yeah, it's just one of those things. We're very supportive of each other. What personal trait has gotten you into the most trouble? Well, when I feel somebody has been wronged, I get really mouthy. If I see an injustice, I definitely, I can't shut up. So yeah, that would be it. It's funny because most of the time I'm not a loud person, but when I see something like that that's really unfair, yeah, I've gotten in trouble for that a couple times. What is the best piece of advice you've received? The best piece of advice I ever received was in high school from just randomly from this teacher out of nowhere. I was fighting with this girl and it was a stupid fight, as most high school fights are. Sorry. And I was right, and I knew I was right. She pulled me, and she knew I was right too, but it was a pointless right. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but some things it's just not worth being right about. And she said to me, you can be right and let things go, and you don't have to make the other person feel like they're wrong. And boy, that is some good advice. If you want to be happy in life, you're not always going to be able to be right, if that makes sense. So you might think you're right, but that doesn't mean you are right for the other person. What you have to say may not be right for them. So, and in their experience. So not everything in life is going to be about your experience. It can be about somebody else's. And so, yeah, try to stop and think and say, we can both be right, and just not let it consume you. Okay, last question. What do you like to do on a rainy day? I suspect you figured this out already. I like to read. On rainy days, on sunny days, on any days, I like to read. Reading is, yeah, I'm a total bookworm. I like to figure things out to the point that I'm, have expert level ability in them. And I'm kind of obsessive that way about most things where I need to know. And so I will research and do as much information finding as I possibly can about whatever it is that I'm interested in. It's just part of my personality. So I accept that now and deal with it and move on. All right, so that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed these 25 questions. Get ready with me sort of thing. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you everyone who's subscribed for doing that. I so appreciate it, and it's amazing to me that I have people who actually want to watch me. So thank you so much. Talk to you guys later. Bye.